with both hands to the bedpost like this, and both legs. I'm naked, and he would inject me with either heroin or he would put a crack pipe to my mouth and light it for me. I was only 19, and I was just no longer a human being. I was property.
This story starts in Florida, the rehab capital of America. It begins with Simone, a 23-year-old addicted to heroin and crack cocaine who's been bought and sold by fraudulent halfway homes and drug treatment centers across the state.
In 3 years, I've been to 45 halfway houses, what we call flop houses.
Simone is one of thousands caught in a corrupt system of recovery facilities that illegally make millions from addicts' insurance policies. So who are the people buying and selling addicts? They call them body snatchers or junkie hunters. And many of these hunters are after something much darker.
I've been a cop since 1979.
That's Ted Paddock. He's the lead investigator on the Sober Home Task Force in Palm Beach County.
I've lived through the cocaine cowboys. I've lived through the crack epidemic. I've never thought that I'd be involved in something as terrible as this. Well, like any big scam, you follow the money. In this instance, it centers around urine samples.
So why urine samples? Well, to understand it, we need to go back to the Affordable Health Care Act and the Parity Act, which in 2010 required insurance policies to cover substance abuse.
After all the votes have been tallied, health insurance reform becomes law in the United States of America.
Providing health insurance coverage to treat addiction is necessary, but without regulation, scam artists are taking advantage of the system by running excessive and unnecessary tests, namely urine analysis. For a single $30 store-bought urine test, you could get up to $1,500 in payouts from insurance companies. So let's do the math. If you run 5 tests a week on a single addict, that's $7,500. 6 addicts at 5 tests a week, $45,000. That's over $2.3 million a year, and the numbers keep going up. And even after insurance companies started to catch on, these treatment centers would find other things to charge for. STD checks, massage therapy, pregnancy tests, and even DNA testing. And there you have it, an illegal money-making operation with multi-million-dollar potential, all based on how many addicts you have and how often they pee. So that explains the insurance fraud. But there's another layer to the scam. Simone was at an AA meeting in New Jersey when she was approached.
I was desperate, and you could tell I sat in the back of the room, and this woman approached me. And I told her I can't keep a needle out of my arm. And I'm 19 years old. The first question she asked me is if I had health insurance. And she gave me the information to this treatment center. Within 48 hours, I was on a plane.
So why would a treatment center pay for a free flight to Florida? This is where the body snatchers come in. These are people paid by the treatment centers and sober homes to bring in more addicts.
These kids are being treated as a commodity, not dissimilar from livestock.
They can be marketers on the internet or snatchers on the ground, hunting for addicts in AA meetings or at local coffee shops.
We've estimated several thousands of sober homes in this county. They're largely unregulated.
And the hub of all this? Delray Beach.
Star.
This past year, I stayed at a flop house on Swinton Ave in Delray Beach. I stayed there for over 5.5 months, smoking crack and shooting heroin every single day, and they just ran my insurance. My mother still receives bills.
Simone's mother showed me stacks of actual bills from these flop houses, showing up to 5 urine tests a week and charging her insurance over $115,000 for a 5-month period.
If you have a good insurance program, you're a gold mine. What we call body snatchers, they are preying on the most vulnerable people there are, and they will lure them with cash, with gym memberships, drugs. To further complicate it, each relapse, those insurance benefits start anew.
And flop houses will actually pay you to relapse, just to restart your benefits.
When I was struggling, I would, make a Facebook status or something, like, I need help, I'm gonna die, I'm scared. And I would have people reach out to me and just be like, listen, you go to this treatment center, I'll give you a little bit of money.
Zoe was first given opioids at a hospital when her appendix was taken out at the age of 15.
I remember my mom just standing over me, and I was like, I like this. And I'm sorry. And then after that, I kind of dabbled a little bit until my mom got diagnosed with cancer. She started getting Dilaudid. And I would army crawl into her bedroom, and I would just pour about 30 or 40 of them into my hand. I was 16, fully addicted to opiates. And I remember I was laying on the couch, and my dad came home early from work. He said, Zoe, you want to go see your mom today? We don't think she's going to make it through the night. I just was like, no, I'm good. Like, I'm going to stay here. I was high. He came home later that night, and he said, your mom died. The next day, I went and used heroin for the first time.
Like Simone, Zoe was lured to Florida by a marketer who profited from her referral. But the story gets more complicated. Addicts who were lured in become more than commodities for their health insurance policies. Many women become trapped in a sex trafficking scheme that cushions the profit of some of these owners.
So this is the area that I was in, and this is Northwest 13th, where I was. I haven't been back here in a while. This is the park that I tried to hang myself in. My mother tried to pull me out of that house, and they didn't know that I couldn't leave for two reasons. Not only am I hooked to crack cocaine, but I am somebody's property, and I cannot leave.
With help from her parents, Simone escaped from that flop house and is now a student at Palm Beach State College. She says her classmates have no idea that she's one of thousands of women and men lost in what they call the Florida Shuffle.
We're about to go to the Motel 6. It's great for trafficking because the highway is right there.
When women come down here, they do in fact become sort of the property and a commodity that's to be traded. It's like a hellhole where they end up powerless, no options, in the hands of people who are going to trade them. There are girls that are 12, 13 years old.
We hear that they're being passed around, groups of girls that are moved from place to place, treated like chattel.
Authorities have made over